What's up, Guardians? I am Arak Drew.
And I'm Arak Aaron. Oh god, my voice.
And we are the Dead Orbit Duo.
Jesus, my voice cracked there for a sec.
Okay, so minus your voice cracking, how have you been feeling? Because it's been a couple weeks since we've actually put out our news update to the point where we're actually not covering the news that was put out on the 25th of last month. Because it's common knowledge by now.
Well, I've been busy with work, so yeah, we have been a little bit behind, but we're gonna actually have the walkthrough video kind of explaining. We had we recorded mission 3, and I kind of explained why we were behind and everything, but mostly because of me working, and working both jobs kind of tires me out.
For those of you that don't know, Arak Aaron, in his spare time, loves to work with movies. Read into that what you will.
Hey. I had a drum kit. I was gonna get it.
Anyway, let's actually get into this week's news, and, well, last week's. Well, like I said, we're not covering the news from the 25th, so instead we're just going to cover the news from the following week and then this week. So, to start off, Bungie is heading to E3 this coming week, and yes, we will be covering Destiny stuff. And then I particularly will be paying attention to the Sony press conference because PlayStation fanboy here. Enough said. So with that, what can be expected at E3 is that they're going to have Homecoming, Countdown, and Inverted Spire available to play, much like they did for the game premiere. And to add on to that, they are premiering the Arcstrider subclass for the Hunters. What do you think of that?
I kind of actually look forward to it. I kind of look forward to the new subclass for the Hunter, at least. I mean, you know, we've always played the Titan aspect, but you know, it'd be interesting to actually see how the Arcstrider works, because when we first saw the game premiere, I was like, which one do I play once we actually get a chance to actually play? So it's like, it'll be interesting to see how it works, and if, like, that might be the route I want to go. I don't know, but both versions kind of look good to me.
Yeah, and you're not the only one that's wondering what am I going to play first, because I'm in the same boat, and there are actually a lot of other people out there. I've been watching your videos, and they're like, I'm not sure which one I want to play first. I want to play all three, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first. And for me, I am Titan Superclass, so the fact that we're getting the Sentinel subclass, I'm a Titan, and the fact that I get to act like Captain America, that is really appealing. Like, seriously, you get to throw your shield like Captain America, and it's just, it looks so cool. But, if anything, all hail the Warlock Masterclass, because, I mean, you can't beat flying in the air and shooting blades of fire down at your opponents. So, to the Warlock Masterclass, you guys probably are outdoing us once again.
Well, I mean, yeah. But I mean, that Arcstrider, though, it just, I don't know. That's appealing, and then, like as you said with the Captain America thing, with the Sentinel, I don't know. It's all of it seems interesting, and I'm just like, I want to play. But we have to wait at least until the beta access to experience all of the wonders that is Destiny 2.
And speaking of the beta, good thing you brought that up, with E3 coming out, Bungie plans on announcing the beta date there, and Sony will be introducing what the exclusive content for the next year is during their press conference, most likely. So definitely keep an eye on the Sony press conference if you are a PlayStation 4 player, because then you'll get to know, okay, here's all the cool stuff that we get to get before PC and Xbox even get a chance to try it. Like, when Dust Palace came out in the original game, that was PS4 exclusive, and we just had a blast with that, and a year later, it becomes like a nightfall for the Xbox guys, and they have no clue what the hell is going on. Meanwhile, the PS4 guys, we're just going out there, and we're just beating this strike in mere minutes, because we know what to do, and everyone's just wondering, wow. So you guys had this up your sleeve. And same thing with Echo Chamber. Echo Chamber, when Taken King came out, that was PlayStation exclusive as well, if I remember correctly. So now that that is available for everyone, once again, PlayStation knows what they're doing.
Of course, because in my opinion, PlayStation is better. I mean, I've played almost every system out there. I've played like Xbox and stuff like that. Not Destiny, of course, but you know, just different games on different systems. And yeah, I'm a PlayStation person at heart, which, you know, it's kind. I wouldn't say it's not hard to say, but you know, I kind of grew up with PlayStation, so that's kind of why I would like PlayStation more than any others. So, though I also feel like Sony just has a little bit more to offer compared to, you know, Xbox and stuff like that, which last time I checked, Xbox is actually trying to catch up to Sony and some weird shit like that. I don't know. But back to Destiny, because I like to go on tangents. Let's see, we talked about E3, we talked about, you know, some of the new stuff. Anything else comes to mind?
E3 Coliseum. Keep an eye out on Tuesday at 12:30 Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's going to be 3:30 there. The Bungie CEO is actually going to be doing a panel with WWE superstar Big Show. Yes, you heard that right. Big Show is doing a panel with the Bungie CEO, and I can confirm this after watching a few videos from the Up Up Down Down channel, which is run by one of the WWE superstars there. And he's interviewed Big Show about Destiny, and Big Show is, yeah, he pretty much just confirms, yeah, I play Destiny probably way more than anyone might think.
Which is like a huge plus, I guess, in a way, and also it just proves he's a huge nerd and like a human being, like everyone else is, you know.
Yeah, in fact, it was actually in an Up Up Down Down video that he even said, my preferred class would probably be the Hunter, because if you're looking to play this game on like a hard mode, then playing as the Hunter is probably the hardest thing you can do, because the jumps and the abilities, and then, because it's like Titans, you've got the armor, so it's like easy mode. Warlocks, they've got slightly less armor, they're just wearing big cloaks, so that's like medium. And then the Hunters, they're out there in pretty much no armor, but they've got the agility, so it's like the hardest one to play as. That was Big Show's opinion. So, if I can find it, I will actually put a link to that video in the description below.
And speaking about, uh, speaking of which, with Big Show's opinion about all of that, I kind of agree with them. I mean, if you really think about it, with the Titan, it is like playing like on the easiest level, and then like Warlock is like normal, and then Hunter would be hard or like expert. Yeah, so that's what I feel like the classes would be like, so I do agree with Big Show in regards to that aspect. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for Destiny 2 to come out, to be honest.
I honestly can't wait either. I haven't been following Destiny for as long as most people have. Like when they first dropped the teaser in the one Halo game, which was back in like 2009 when it came out with that little tidbit, and then because I've only been following Destiny since it was first announced back in 2013, like officially announced back in 2013. But even then, I was still kind of skeptical because I was like, it's Bungie, so that means Xbox, Halo, and that's kind of how I associated Bungie was with that. So it's like, I wasn't really the best at Halo, and I didn't really like playing Xbox games, so I was like, I'm gonna kind of stay away from it for the moment. And then E3 for that year comes around, and they give us our first, like, gameplay demo, and I'm just like, okay, this actually looks pretty good. And it struck me odd that they were premiering it at the Sony conference, because I was like, why are they doing it with Sony? And then the next thing I hear, they're like, Sony is going to get exclusive stuff from here on out, and they're going to have that exclusivity for at least a year until each release. And I'm like, oh, okay, so essentially Bungie kind of abandoned Microsoft and pretty much just used Sony to like make them look better. And that was the same year that the PS4 was announced, and E3 that year, Sony won it hands down because they pretty much brought in more technical specs of the PS4, a whole bunch more stuff. And then you see Microsoft's conference, and it's like they introduced the Xbox One, and no one was happy with it to start because it didn't pander to the gamers, which is what you're supposed to do with a gaming console in the first place, is sell it to your gamers first and then add on features so that other people would be interested in buying it later, because that's how you market it. And that's why for like past 4 years straight, the PS4 has been the top selling console in America, is because Sony did it right this time around, and they're literally riding on a 4-year wave of momentum. And if they pull off E3 like they did the past couple years, then they're probably going to ride into 2020 on such a high momentum that Microsoft is going to have such a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, and I pretty much see that in good retrospect for PlayStation, because if they keep this up, I mean, think about it, like the first ever system that, you know, Sony came out with, and it just went from there. I mean, God, I remember when I played on a PlayStation 1, well, my first actual system was PlayStation 2, but we ended up finding a PlayStation 1 somewhere, and I actually got to play on it. But the PlayStation 2 that I had, it was backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1, and that's what I really enjoyed about PlayStation, was the backwards compatibility. And then it kind of just grew on from there. So I'm looking forward to see what Sony and Bungie have in store for us at E3. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Do you have anything else to say, Rock Drew?
Yeah, just one last little tidbit, and that is, Trials of Osiris is going to be no more in Destiny 2. Instead, rumors are it's going to be called Trials of the Nine. And for all you lure-conscious guys out there, you know that the Nine is probably the most mysterious and most, there's, not enough information on these people outside of the fact that we know that they are the most mysterious organization in all of Destiny. And we get visited by Xur, an agent of the Nine, because he's not actually of the Nine, he's just a representative of the Nine. The Nine themselves are still shrouded in mystery. So maybe through Trials of the Nine, we'll actually get more information on this super secret organization and what their purpose and intent is. But, other than that, that's pretty much the news from the past couple weeks. For those of you out in Seattle, get ready because Bungie will be at PAX West, so look forward to that. Other than that, I believe that's our news podcast for this week. So I'm going to hand it off to Rock Aaron, and he will give us our outro.
Okay. And that was just a Rock Drew, and I'm a Rock Aaron. And thank you, Guardians, for listening to this podcast of news and stuff. And, remember, Guardians, your future lies in the stars, not just here on Earth.